that is heaven in a bottle, not joking. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Carmel, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my heat-proof, sweat-proof, humidity-proof makeup routine, and I'm going to be sharing this with you whilst I am on my holidays in Spain, because what better time to do it. So I'm going to be sharing with you today literally my go-to every evening makeup routine that doesn't let me down in this heat. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, then please do keep on watching. So I don't wear makeup during the day on vacation, but I definitely wear it in the evening. So I basically realized really early on in the first few days of the holiday that I was kind of overloading my skin with skincare, and my makeup was pilling a lot. So I've stripped things back before my makeup, and I have been going in with this. This is my usual nighttime moisturizer, but I've been going in with the Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm B5 Plus, and this is just a beautiful moisturizer. Now this is all going to look back to front because I have to use my front camera because I don't have any equipment with me. So not only is this a really smoothing moisturizer, it helps to repair the skin as well, and any tan is damage, as we know. So me getting a little bit of hydration, moisture and some repair on my skin has done me the world of good. Although it is a bit of a heavier moisturizer, it's not too heavy at all. I've then been going in with the Beauty Pie Triple Hyaluronic Acid Eye Lifting Serum, which is just really, really light and moisturizing. And then I've kept things really simple, and then just going in with my SPF. This is my go-to, the Beauty of Joseon Relief Sun Rice Plus Probiotics SPF 50. So going in with a good load of that, because even though I go out in the evening, still boiling hot all evening, so need the SPF on. So I've actually been going in with this, the Maybelline Brow Insert Eyebrow Pen. This is just a triple tipped eyebrow pen. I have it in the shade Black Brown, and would you believe I did my makeup at 2 a.m. in the morning. I mean, a dusting of makeup before I came here to get an early flight, and I forgot my Maybelline brow insert, so I had to go and pick up another one of these. So that just tells you how much I like this. So this literally provides me with fake eyebrows, and they are so easy to do. This has cut my brow time in half. If I put them on in the morning, they'll still be there in the evening. No budge brows. This is such a fantastic brow product. It really is. And then to hold the brows in place, I've been going in with my go-to Essence Brow Lift and Freeze Glue, and this is just a brow wax. I actually was so worried that I would run out of my brow wax that I brought a backup just in case. Because it's so good. So this literally finds every hair. It gives you full looking eyebrows. It gives you really lovely hold without feeling heavy or tacky or sticky or kind of crunchy on your eyebrows. This is just fantastic and completely no budge in this heat. I'm honestly not one to use primers when I'm back at home. I don't really feel the need for them on my drier skin. However, my skin has been excessively dry over here. I did bring a primer away with me. This is the Sephora Hydrate and Glow Primer. This is a really lightweight primer, and it helps to smooth and hydrate the skin. Now I'm pretty sure that there will be an oily version as well as this one at the Sephora collection. I actually don't know. If there is, I'll pop it up on the screen. I can't recommend this enough, honestly. It just feels so beautiful. It feels really silky on the skin, and my Complexion products have just been going on so much easier over the top of it. I can't tell you how much I've been loving using this. And you know, coming from somebody who doesn't really use primers that much, it's just been an absolute godsend. By the way, I'm filming in complete natural daylight now, so obviously I don't use any filters anyway, but I usually use lights which will soften my skin. So now you can see absolutely every blemish on my face, and I think I've done well with my hyperpigmentation this time. I have really kept myself and my head out of the sun, but look, it could be worse. On a day-to-day basis, I prefer really easy eyeshadow. I brought my favorite Essence cream eyeshadow in the shade Oyster, which I was using quite a lot at the beginning of the holiday, but then I went to visit the Kiko Milano store that they have here locally in Spain, and it was amazing. And I picked up some eyeshadow sticks that I've been wanting for ages, and wow. probably the best eyeshadow sticks I've ever used and the most no budge eyeshadow sticks I've ever tried. So these are the Kiko Milano long lasting eyeshadow sticks, 24 hours, no transfer. Facts. That is an actual fact. So I picked up a couple of shades, but I'm going to show you the one that we're going to be using today. That is the shade 07, and it's kind of a rose gold. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I have been genuinely loving this every single day. I mean, I'm boring at home, but I'm even more boring when I'm on holiday. So I'm just going to scribble this on. And just ridiculously easy. This one here is a metallic shade, but it's not glittery at all. So I don't see any real sparkles or shimmer in here, you know, that you can get with some eyeshadow sticks. And I don't really like that, but I'm so in love with these, honestly. When I get home, I'm going to order so many more. I could have bought everything in the Kiko store, if I'm completely honest with you. See how pretty that is, and just perfect for vacation. If you have tried recently the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow sticks and you were disappointed, get one of these. Do you know how much these cost me? €8 each. Not joking. So pretty. So what I have been doing is going in with that on the eyelids, and then, now this, I am going to be doing a full review on this. I did pick up one of the new Morphe matte eyeshadow palettes. This is in the shade Underslated, but I've been going in with a little bit of this shade here, and I am going to just take a little bit of that in the crease. This is just supposed to be the easiest eyeshadow, but just softly pretty, that literally anybody could do. If I can do it, I mean, anyone can. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the eyeshadow stick underneath the lash line as well, because I think it looks super pretty there. So not only is this makeup no budge, it is quick and easy as well, because that's what you want, isn't it? When you're in a hot climate, you don't want to be spending ages on your makeup. I did bring 2 mascaras away with me. I brought 2 tubing mascaras. So one is the Too Faced Ribbon Wrapped Lash Mascara, really good mascara. And this one, which is, obviously I was going to bring this is my favourite, the Maybelline Sky Tubes. So I'm going to go in with the Maybelline because that has been my go-to every single day. And not only does it not budge at all, it's so easy to remove at the end of the day when you're getting in late as well, with just a bit of water. As I always say, the best thing about this mascara is that I don't have to use a waterproof mascara because I hate them. So this is the next best thing, because it will lift and lengthen your lashes, and honestly, it's incredibly budge proof. It will be transfer resistant. It will last in humidity. Yeah, it doesn't give a whole lot of volume, but honestly, it just gives me what I need, and that's just nice lashes. I love it. So I definitely do like to keep the complexion quite light. So the first thing I'm going to do on the complexion is my concealer. So I've got 2 products that I'm going to be using. I am going to be using the NYX Wonder Snatch concealer. This is such a great concealer for setting down and staying there all day and not creasing, not moving. I really like this. The only thing I don't like about it is the lack of products that you get, but I can't deny that I really love the product. But this shade that I have at the moment, which is 11 Neutral Beige, it's actually too light for my under eyes now. So I have to use a colour corrector with it over here. That's the shade 11 Neutral Beige. I'm going to be using a colour corrector from Morphe. This is the Wakeup Artist Corrector Concealer. This is in the shade 02 Peach. So we're going in with the peach first to try and neutralise some darkness, and then we'll go in with the NYX. So I'm just going to take some of the peach colour corrector on my finger. So we're just going to tap that under. I mean, you could use something like this as your concealer. You don't have to go in with a concealer if a corrector neutralises your darkness, which, you see how good that, it's just so amazing, this concealer. It really is the best concealer the best corrector that I own. And when it's paired with something like the NYX, it really doesn't budge, and you don't need a lot of it. But the more corrector I use, I guess the less concealer I need to use. So now I'm going to go in with a little bit of the NYX, and I'm actually going to apply this not directly to my face. I'm going to go in on the back of my hand again. Now I'm reapplying to the back of my hand because this does dry down fairly quickly. So I wouldn't leave it sat there. I think that's one negative of it. And I would say that this concealer from NYX, I would say it's a medium coverage. You can definitely build it up, but I wouldn't go in too heavy-handed with it. I would just tap in, you know, as and where you really need it. There we go. See how I've concealed that? And you're looking at me in, you know, the type of light where you will see any kind of, you know, hollow blemish. So good. Again, you don't need as much concealer because you've already gone in with the corrector. The more product you add in a hot climate, the more melting you're going to get off your face. And that is just a fact. So keep layers as light as you can. So on the complexion, I have actually been using a couple of products, but one is super lightweight. So I have been using this new favorite of mine. This is the Rimmel Kind of Blur It Out Mattifying Skin Tint. This has been a real go-to for me. Now I did bring two shades. So I have the shade Golden Beige, which is the darker one. And then I've got Vanilla, which is the lighter one. So here is 210 Golden Beige, and this is 160 Vanilla. So I am usually vanilla, but yeah, I definitely need to mix the two. So I'm going to use a little bit of both, but I'm not going to be caking it on. I'm going to use a very small amount. I'm going to be using another Complexion product today. So I'm picking up my Mario F4 brush, and I'm just going to mix those two shades in together on the back of my hand. And I'm just going to put on a really, really light layer of this just to kind of even out the skin tone. Now this claims to be a mattifying skin tint, and I don't know, I think it really does depend on, I guess, your base products, like how you prepped your skin. But on me, it's definitely not glowy, but it's definitely not mattifying. I would say that this is a very natural skin tint, and I just think this is so premium, especially for the price. I think I paid about €12 for it, and it just beautifully evens out my complexion. It gives me a really nice, I would say, light, maybe to medium coverage. It's definitely buildable. Can you see how my rosacea has gone there now because I've evened everything out? I mean, my biggest issue when I'm away is my head. That is just something that has appeared over the last few years, and yeah, I have tried my best again to keep out of the sun, but it's not always possible. Oh, got a bit of tint in my eyebrow. I'll fix that in a minute. This is such a long-lasting skin tint, and I have been blown away by it. And I know people in the US get really annoyed with me when I use this because it's not, I don't think it's available in stores there. Long-lasting, it's smoothing, it's flattering, but it's not heavy. It's not glowy, but it's not matte. It's just phenomenal. Some nights I've been leaving it at that, but if I know I'm going to be out an extra long time, I have been combining it with another foundation, and this foundation is the foundation of all foundations for longevity, and it's this from Dior. This is the Forever Skin Glow, and this is the pinnacle of all foundations. If you want blurring, you want a natural glow to your skin, it's not dewy at all, because some people, in fact, I said it when I first reviewed this, I was like, where's the glow in this? But it's actually a lit from within glow. I don't use this on a regular basis because it's a little bit too heavy on its own, but using it minimally with a skin tint like this will literally keep everything from moving. I mean, the skin tint does a great job on its own, but this just secures it. So I have this in the shade 2.5N. Now, I'm not using all that at all. I'm just going to use a little dab. I like to use a little dab around here and a little dab around here, and just down the center of my face basically, and pushing it in with my Mario F4. And when you use it in really light quantities like this, it keeps the complexion looking really fresh. When you team products up, that's when you get the staying power of all staying powers. So can you see how that has just given me a really soft, subtle glow to the skin? I don't want dewy when I'm on holiday because I just get dewier. So this is just perfect. Budge proof, completely budge proof, and looks really beautiful, really beautiful. Once I have done my concealer and my foundation, I like to go in with a little bit of a spray between layers. So I brought this away with me. This is the MAC Fix Plus Stay Over Setting Spray. This is alcohol free, and this claims to give you transfer resistant, long wearing makeup. And I really like to use this in between steps. So once I've done my concealer and my foundation, I'm gonna let that to sit, and then I'm gonna move on to my bronzer. I've actually only been using one bronzer over here, and it's this one from Fenty. This is the Sunstalker Souffle Pressed Mousse Cream Bronzer. I have this in the shade 03 Churro Twist. This is the most transfer proof, long lasting bronzer I've ever used. Now this shade I did think was initially a bit warm for me, Churro Twist, but actually it's been really nice and subtly warming. So that's the shade. And I'm going to pop this on with one of my BK Beauty travel brushes, the A507 from the Angie Hot and Flashy. And I'm just going to rub my brush into it. Now this it has a really unique formula because it is, I thought it would be really, really moussey, but it's not at all. It's very, very unique. So it has the benefits of a cream. So very easy to blend, very smoothing. It's so blurring, but it actually feels like a powder when you touch it in the pan. It's really, really unusual. But I know I don't really need any bronzing right now, but I just couldn't be without this. And I think if you are a cream hater, you would love this. If you are a powder hater, I think you'd love this because I think it's a great hybrid between the two. So subtle, so pretty. I really adore this, and you do not have to worry about this moving at all during the day. I think it's suitable for all skin types for sure. I did bring a few blushes away with me. I'm not applying this today, but I did want to mention this. This is the Fenty Beauty Shake and Play Liquid Blush. I brought this away with me because it is stunning, beautiful, natural finish on the skin, but it's so no budge. It is so long lasting, and that is and can be quite unusual for a liquid blush, but this is absolutely fantastic. But I know I've used it so much, so I'm not going to use that today. Instead, I'm going to go in with this, which has been the new love of my life, which is the new NARS Insatiable Liquid Blush. This is in the shade Kekalo or Kekalo. That's the shade, and it's just the most perfect rosy shade, especially when you are away on holiday. I'm going to apply this with my BK Beauty 109. Now, I am not only going to be using a liquid blush today, I'm going to be using a powder blush to set this blush. Now, it doesn't need to be set. This lasts absolutely stunningly on its own. I've just been really loving a particular powder blush that I just can't stop using. So I have been, just for added security, I've been setting this blush. But this, I would say, gives a satin finish. I think there are shimmery and satin finishes, and this is satin. And now you can have it really natural like this, very, very shade out, or you can definitely build it up. So some nights I've worn it on its own, some nights I've gone in with the powder blush over the top. It's so flattering. It's just everything you'd want a blush to be, and just incredibly long lasting. I adore it. So you could just stop there when it comes to the blush, and generally I would, but if you want a little bit of added security, I'm going to be using this powder blush. This is from MAC. This is the Skin Finish Colour Struck blush in the shade Desert Rose. So that's the shade Desert Rose. And I just like how soft and pretty this is. So the NARS liquid blush is a satin finish, but this is a matte finish. I'm going to apply this with a Morphe M160 powder brush. Definitely been going for the whole blush blindness look on holiday. But if you can't go for blush blindness on holiday, where can you? So smoothing, it's so blurring, and it just lasts and lasts and lasts. And it doesn't emphasize any dryness. It doesn't emphasize any of my fine lines. It's so pretty. We're going all for the blush blindness, but I don't care because I'm on holiday and I love blush. When it comes to highlighter on holiday, I'm not fussed either way really, because I do get more natural oils coming through during the evening anyway, so I am shiny anyway. Now, I didn't bring any powder highlighters with me because I feel like when I'm in a hot climate, I just want something that's going to be really easy to apply and that's not going to dry out my skin, and I have opted for a cream highlighter. Now, I actually picked up a new one in the airport on my way over here. This is the new one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Unreal highlighter, so it's part of her Unreal range, and it is just a basic cream highlighter. This is in the shade Glazed Goddess, which is apparently a universal shade. Now, this is fine. What I like about it is it's very subtle. So sometimes I apply it and I'm like, hello, is it there? But actually, I think that's a benefit of it. So I'm going to apply this with a Real Techniques concealer brush. So I've just dabbed into it. And yeah, I've been suffering a bit with my rosacea. So I could take or leave the highlight this trip. But because I have a matte blush on, I think giving a little bit of an injection of highlight to the skin is nice, but you just have to be careful when you've got drier skin, because adding more powder to more powder in a humid climate could be asking for trouble. You know what? It's a nice highlighter, this. Do you need to go out and buy it? No, you definitely don't. But I have found that it's lasted really, really well. But then again, most of my cream highlighters do. So if you already have the one from Dior, the one from L'Oreal, don't need it, you really don't. But it's very hydrating feeling and it lasts really nicely. So I'm going to show you what I've been doing on the lips just to make sure I have some longevity with my lip products, because I think they can be the first to disappear. So I've actually been using 2 lip liners together. So I've been using this new one from Maybelline. This is the Peel Off lip liner, and this ordinarily wouldn't be something that I would go for, but I've been using a little tiny bit of this, letting it dry for not even 2 minutes, peeling it off to leave the most faint little stain behind, and then going in with a no budge lip liner, and that has lasted me for hours and hours and hours. This is so no budge. So I have this in the shade Aura. So I'm just going to show you how I've been applying this. So make sure that there's nothing on your lips, and just a little bit on the edges, not going in towards the corners really. So that is all I'm putting on, and I'm literally going to leave it for maybe a minute, because the longer you leave this, the longer it will stain your lips. It literally will stain them for hours and hours and hours. It's been a minute. I'm going to take a cotton bud and just see how I've peeled that off, and there's just a really faint stain. And that's what I'm going for. Obviously that lip liner is designed to be used on its own, so you can just use this with a lipstick, but I like to go in with a lip liner as well. Now, I do love my Maybelline lifter liners. I brought a good few of these away with me because these are incredibly no budge, but the one that I've been loving to use with this Maybelline is this one from Dior. These are the Dior Rouge Contour Lip Liners, and this is the shade 310 Beige 2, and this will not budge off your lips. I absolutely love that lip liner. Once it sets down, it isn't going anywhere. It's the perfect special occasion lip liner. It really is. I've worn the same lipstick every single day, pretty much, despite bringing a bunch away with me. So I have been using these, the Morphe lip lock lipsticks, and one shade in particular. It's a newer shade that I picked up and I haven't stopped using it. This is the shade Clutched Pearls. Now it looks terrifying to me when you look at it in the tube like that. It doesn't come out like that on my lips anyway. So it's just a really pale pink. Let me show it you. I really enjoy these lipsticks, and the reason why I'm including it in this video is because they are called lip lock because they remain looking glossy and really shiny, but not sticky at all. But once that fades away, then it will leave the colour left behind. And I have barely had to reapply this lipstick. I've just loved it. I really have. Clutched Pearls might look terrifying, but it's absolutely not. Yeah, I really like them three together. I think they're really, really pretty. So I did bring two powders away with me. I brought the L'Oreal Infallible Blurfection Loose Powder and this pressed powder from Dior. This is the Nude Matte Filter. Both amazing powders and great for travel as well. So the loose powder I would use under my eyes. Now, honestly, I haven't been using a whole lot under my eyes because this NYX and the Morphe, I don't feel like they need setting, but you can see there's a little bit of luminosity under my eyes, so we can get rid of that luminosity. So this is the shade 20 Translucent Light. I'm going to take a Morphe M1 6'4" powder brush and just place a little bit underneath my eyes. I really enjoy this powder. It's so lightweight and it's really blurring under the eyes. It's fabulous. This powder is different. I have this in the shade 02 Light, which is the lightest shade. This has a little bit of a tint to it, but it's not something that you can really see on the skin. I do think that if you can avoid powder with mature skin, with fine lines and wrinkles, then do, because my skin always looks better without it. However, if I'm looking for longevity, if I want a bit of blurring, extra blurring, I go in with this just in the center of my face. And this is the only powder I've ever used that looks like skin. It is so undetectable. When I wear this, I'm always amazed at the finish of it and how filtered and blurred my skin looks with it. It's just really phenomenal. Now there's two extra steps that I do to my makeup routine. The first one is I brought this palette away with me. This is the No. 7 Lights Camera Action palette. I love this shade here, this really bright shimmer, and I just like to bring it just here, just to brighten up the inner corner. And then the absolute final step for me to lock everything in place, I've been using this. This is the Morphe Life Proof Continuous Setting Mist. This is so good. I got the mini for travel so that I could test it over here. Wow, it actually feels empty. It's so unique. I've never had a mister like this before. Not only is it a product that will help your makeup to stay on, it's completely lightweight. It has the most insane mister I've ever felt in my entire life. It doesn't leave you with a dewy finish. It just leaves you with a really natural finish. That is heaven in a bottle, not joking. And that will just melt everything together and it will lock it into place without being hairspray-y at all. It just feels beautiful. So that is the final finished look with my heat-proof, no budge makeup routine done for you here in Spain. And as you can see, I love these products because I brought them away with me and I know that they are products that I can really, really rely on. And look, keep it realistic. If you look at my face, you can still see my hyperpigmentation, still see my lines and wrinkles, bits of rosacea around, bits of texture. We're not going to eliminate them. In fact, when you are in a hotter climate or a really cold climate, it's tougher on your skin. So have realistic expectations. Your skin is going to react. I mean, I am factor 50 and I still have prickly heat. I still have burns on my skin, even though I stay out of the sun as much as I can. So just keep those things in mind, be realistic. But what I can say is I've tried and tested all of this makeup and I could highly recommend it to you if you're looking for a heat-proof, no budge makeup routine. So please do let me know, what are your favourite no budge makeup products? Let us know everything down in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I so appreciate you being here with me. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next video. But until then, take care and bye for now.